Hey everyone, welcome back, and today we are on the Kassel-Würzburg route in Train Sim World 3. Let's get everything set up, then we'll have a talk about where we're going today, LZB, CIFA, all the safety systems there on the back wall. Let's put the reverser in, quickly check the lights, make sure the lights are on. We've got a lot of tunnels on this route. Instrument lights, we don't need the cab lights. Let's get the AFB just up to the top. The brake key, because on this we are immediately under LZB as we leave Kassel station. So this is not the full run to Würzburg. We're going as far as Fulda today in this one, just to have a quick look at this. Here is the ICE1. This is a train that many people have been looking forward to. The onboard PIS system, which is very nice. You can see that in every coach of this train. So this is the ICE1 or ICE1, or known by its actual train name is the BR401, and this is in DB livery, of course, which we've come to know and love. And this one is going to be fast. Really looking forward to this one. It looks a beast, doesn't it? It's got speed written all over it. So let's get ready to depart. 11:14 is when we're due to depart. Hopefully everybody's on board. So remember, we are under LZB right from the beginning, so on the hood there you can see the blue dot on the curve. That is the LZB speed that is controlling us as we leave. So it's taking over the throttle for us. We'll just watch it leave. Love the sounds. Wait till we get to the rear power unit, you'll hear the fans as it comes past. Lovely. So just letting you guys know, this is the PC version again. Thanks to the British Ace for helping me out with the footage for this. I will be back next week with the PS5 version, and we'll be looking at things in a bit more depth across all the new routes, and in fact across TSW3 itself in general, because we will have all the routes starting to flow through from the TSW2. PlayStation have said that they're doing that in a staggered fashion for some reason. So as they come in, we'll also take a look at the TSW2 routes in TSW3. So 84 kilometers to Fulda, and we've got 180 kilometers speed coming up. So this route, you know, once you're under LZB, apart from acknowledging the CIFA, there isn't a lot to do to begin with. So it's a case of just enjoying the scenery. We've got a nice sunny day here in Germany. And don't forget, you know, Kassel-Würzburg is the longest route now that we've got in Train Sim World for any of the Train Sim World games that we've had so far. This one is 186 kilometers in length, end to end, which is 115 miles. So it's a very long run, and you know, for all you players out there like me and love a long run, this is the type of route we've been waiting for. It's high speed as well. In some places we can get to up to 280 kilometers per hour, which is pretty fast. So this one is definitely my cup of tea. And the timetable as well, the timetable's really good. So during the day you've got these ICE1 services. At night you've got all the freight services. So at night time, because they're so slow and because the ICE1 is so rapid, to avoid any accidents, all the freight moves at night, which is quite nice, and that's been put into this, into the timetable. And the other thing is, for fans of one of the other most favourite trains that was in TSW2, the BR101 has also got its own timetabled services. They're not substituted services, they're actual, as its own small timetable. So you can run the BR101. You'll need to wait until that DLC is ported over into the game from the 6th of September for the main release, but you will be able to run the 101 on here, so that's good news. So we got 78 kilometers until we get into Fulda. I'm just picking up speed now. So we're due in at 11:45. Interesting, this ICE1 has got a different set of CIFA voices than we're used to. Wouldn't you think they'd all be standardised? Plenty of horn. So as I'm recording this is Saturday the 3rd of September. The pre-orders went live yesterday. Hopefully a lot of you guys watching this have already picked it up across the various platforms. Let me know down below what you think. Hoping you're enjoying it, hoping you're seeing the changes between TSW2 and TSW3, especially the weather and the lighting, and of course the main attraction, the 3 routes that we've got. So yeah, let me know down below, are you enjoying it? Anything you've spotted you don't like? That's just as important. Anything major you spot, of course, put that in the forums, but also mention it below, because as a DTG ambassador I can feed that back directly as well. So if you've got any major showstoppers, just let me know. And we will be running this live over the next couple of weeks, so feel free to just jump in, subscribe and hit the bell notification so you know when we go live, and let's chat about it live. It's a new game, there's plenty to do, plenty to look at, so that should keep us busy for quite a while. Got some sidings off there to the right. I'm assuming they're used as a passing loop in some cases as well. It's taken a while for this ICE1 to get up to speed, but if you look at the gradient, we are uphill at the moment. Some of these viaducts as well are very impressive. There's a lot of tunnels on the route, but there's a lot of other detail that's been put in as well. It's a very nice mix. And there's just 3 stations, so it's very similar to the LGV route, the French LGV route that we had. So we've got Kassel at one end, which is where we departed from. We've got Fulda, which is where we're headed just now, and then of course we've got Würzburg at the other end of the route. But if you consider the speed these trains are going, that's understandable, isn't it? These trains are not designed to keep starting and stopping. They're designed to get you somewhere pretty fast. And the lighting's had some further improvements as well. This iris effect coming in and out of the tunnel has been improved since we saw the release stream. The blue light in the tunnel has gone now. I really like that effect. I hope that in future, they haven't said anything yet, but I hope in future that can be applied to some of the other routes. Particularly Northern Transpennine, with the long tunnels we've got on Northern Transpennine, I think it will be a great addition to that if that could ever be done by the preservation team going forwards. Detail in the fields at the side, different colours. The colour is standing out to me over and above what we saw in TSW2. Everything seems to have been fleshed out, repainted as it were. So we're at 250 kilometers per hour, we've got 61 kilometers to go. Doing good for time. Going a downhill just now. No obstructions showing up on the LZB. The track is clear, as you would hope, going at this speed. Don't forget though, if there was something in front of us, the LZB would start slowing us down. That's not something we would need to do manually using this safety system. So it's useful for that. And look at this scene. The detail in those fields below. The texture of the water. To me, it's a massive improvement over what we saw in TSW2. Back on an uphill gradient again. We've still got 56 kilometers to go. You can see that on some routes, actually, the CIFA is, can be quite annoying. You can see that, as a player. Some people don't switch CIFA on. But if you look at this route, for example, where you're under LZB, and there isn't a lot you are doing apart from letting the train control itself via the computer, the CIFA is keeping you awake. So if your mind starts wandering at this wonderful scenery, then the CIFA will wake you up, which is what it's designed to do. So you can see the benefit of it. So for that real experience, I've always kept it on. I always, as you know, if you've watched any of the channel, I always keep the safety systems on any route that we're playing. Sometimes not in the US if we've got a long freight run and it's just the alerter. But the rest of the routes, the safety systems just add that much extra playability and just add to the experience. So I've said it before, but always try to learn those safety systems if you can. They will help you. You'll get so much more out of these routes. It's a pretty long tunnel. We've got 50 kilometers left into Fulda. Just gone 49. At these speeds, those kilometers do come down quite fast, don't they? There is a lot of tunnel. You saw the sparks there on the top. Another new feature in TSW3. You see it a lot in these tunnels. I was just going to say the tunnel lighting, the improvement in the tunnel lighting, especially for this route, was definitely a welcome thing. The tunnel's actually on southeastern high speed as you're coming out of St Pancras. Look a lot better. The visibility of those tunnels is much improved now. I like what they've done there, and this is the same. These reflective signs you can see on the sides of the tunnel wall are a really nice improvement. there's the end of this tunnel. This was a long one. I wonder if this is the longest one. We seem to have been in here quite a while. Still at 250 kilometers per hour under LZB. Still the track's clear in front of us. So don't forget, if you're looking at the hood, you can see the 99 there. That represents 10 kilometers, around just under 10 kilometers. 9.9. I don't know why it's 9.9. Maybe the 10 can't be represented on the gauge there, but that represents the clear distance in front of the train. So call it 10 kilometers. So for 10 kilometers, it's blue. If there was something coming up in front of us, that blue line there, you can see that blue vertical line would start to reduce. The number would start to reduce, and that's the distance to either an adverse signal or something in front of us or something that's going to slow us down. And then the LZB would control the decrease in speed until we reach that point. And you can also see a bit more information. If you look at the two dials in front, you can see it as a yellow line on the left hand panel of the two, directly in the centre. The yellow line shows the same information, but under the needle, under the speed needle, you'll see a 250 there. And if we start to get something in front of us on the track further up, not only will that line decrease as we get nearer to it, but that number, that 250, will show us what speed we are eventually going to be restricted to. So that's how those dials work. So whilst you're under LZB and there's not a lot to do, the information it gives you is quite good, so you can get prepared. But as I said, for now, the track in front of us is clear, which is good. Still got 35 kilometers. That wind turbine looks excellent, almost looks real. For those of you that have got your hands on TSW3 under early access, what is your favourite route? I'm seeing a lot of talk on the forums and YouTube. A lot of people are saying that Southeastern High Speed actually is the favourite route so far. But I'm interested to know, actually, this is a very, very good route. They're all very good. Cajon Pass as well. Cajon Pass is obviously a very long US freight route, but it's faster than all the other ones we've had beforehand. You get up to much more greater speeds with that one. And again, the scenery, we'll take a look at that over the next few days, but the scenery on that one as well also is excellent. So you guys let me know down below, what's your favourite route so far, and in particular, why is that? Is that because you live locally to one of these routes? Is that why? Or is it a route you know well? All three routes for me, I don't know those routes personally, so I'm kind of neutral in that effect, although obviously we've all played Southeastern High Speed before, if we've had Train Sim World 2, so we might be slightly biased towards that one, but right now, I'm just as much looking forward to playing all three routes, if I'm honest. They've all got something different about them, they all provide a different experience. But back to this route, and we've got 26 kilometres into Fulda. Speed limit is still set to 250 in this stretch. Once again, if you're an achievement or trophy collector, any of the mileage trophies that you need to do, this is a good route for that. this one and previously the TGV route were always good for getting your mileage in at speed. But now this being the longest route and it being very fast, this is an excellent one if you are collecting achievements. I do think though with some of the achievements, if you are porting across your profile, your save profile from TSW2 over into TSW3, I think people are finding that a lot of the achievements in TSW3 are popping straight away because the save file says you've already met the requirement for some of those, which is quite interesting, isn't it? So check that out. I know there's, for TSW3 there's a vastly reduced number of trophies, which is good for me because I concentrate on the trophies at the expense of playing the game probably the way that I want to at the start. I do chase the trophies. That'll be no surprise to anybody that watches the channel regularly, but equally there's so much to look at in this game now that the trophies will come naturally. The only ones that I really need to chase are the ones where we collect the collectibles or the route tasks, and normally I follow a guide for that, and it helps me explore the route as well. It helps me explore the route on foot and see a different perspective of the route, so I don't actually mind doing that. Now you might think that's cheating, getting a guide, but it's a good way. It is a good way to see the route from a different angle, because if you spend all your time on the train, you miss out on a lot of that detail that you do see when you're on foot. So, you know, I would recommend it, especially if it's something you've never done before for the routes. Give it a try. Right, we have just hit a 280 kilometre section. According to the HUD in the top right. However, the speed has not changed. That's interesting. We definitely went for a 280 section. It would have been short anyway, which is maybe why it's ignored it, because we're back to 250 right now. So that buzz you heard was the LZB. Because we've got 12 kilometres to go, which actually isn't that far, is it? And if you look in the HUD again, I'm still saying 10 kilometres is clear. Okay, so now you heard the beep. If you look now at the countdown, 51, 50, so in 5 kilometres, less than 5 kilometres, we are gonna start slowing down. See the blue bar is now coming down, and it says on the dials in front it says 220, so it's by the time the blue line runs out it will have slowed us down automatically to 220, so we're not doing this. So the G has come up now, so the braking is coming in. You can see the yellow line in the HUD. The blue dot, which is the LZB, that is bringing us down to 220. So it's still bringing us down. You see the blue dot in the HUD. Once again, this is all automatic. This is all LZB control. You don't need to do anything with the throttle. You don't need to take the throttle off, you don't need to brake. This is all computer controlled. Now if you look in the centre dial again, it is saying the next speed is 100. So once again, it's starting to reduce us down. We're at 180. So the line speed coming up is 280 in the top right hand side, but because it knows we're stopping at Fulda, it's bringing us down safely for the stop at Fulda. We've got 3.1 kilometres. So in 1.6 kilometres we need to be down to 100. Here it goes. And we are in an uphill gradient as well, which helps. So we passed an 80 signal there on the actual signal gantry itself. And remember, under LZB, you don't have to acknowledge the PZB signals. So that's fine. So it's bringing us down nicely to this 100, which has now appeared in the top right. There's another 80 showing there on the gantry. And again, just here, we don't need to acknowledge that, remember. Now we'll just put some extra brake in. So we've got 1 kilometre and we can just aid the braking. So you can aid the braking. But if you look in the dial, it is telling us that it will bring us down to a 0 in 0.7. So it will bring us to a full stop. You can see the needle again coming down. So in this situation you should never spad. Under LZB you should never spad because it's computer controlled. But you can manually take control at any point, as you saw there. And this is Fulda. So this is about halfway down the complete run, so there's plenty still more to do once you leave Fulda and head down to Würzburg. The needle's still reducing, still taking us down to 0. Once you get to this point, as I said, you can help it by putting brakes in yourself. It's absolutely fine. And there we go. Now what you would do if you were carrying on this route, you would reset the AFB ready to go, and then you'll be back under the same system again. So there you go, that was it. That was our run down from Kassel to Fulda. Hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me a like. Plenty more TSW3 coming up over the next few days. So I will see you all on the next one. Bye for now.